and welcome to another review by me, Tubbyengineer. Today I'm going to be reviewing this, the Smok TCT Tank. Now, it's actually the twin of the VCT Pro tank, but obviously comes with nickel coils. So if we go and have a quick look at it close up, I'll come back and say a bit more about it. So this is the Smok TCT Tank. Now if we just open the box, knocking things over. Inside the box you'll find the TCT tank itself. Take that out, let's just pop it to one side a moment. You've also got this little tray which has got in a spare glass tank section and a spare coil. In the bottom you've got a bag with spare O-rings. Now they supply red, black and green O-rings which are on the tank. Okay, let's pop the box off to one side and take a look at the tank. Now you'll see there's a bit of condensation in this tank. That's because I have already been using it and I washed it out for doing the close-ups. Now as you can see, it's stainless steel, big airflow slots on both sides, has temp control engraved across the bottom there, and Smok on the rear. Okay, we'll go in for a bit more of a close-up. Okay, so this is the tank in close-up. As you can see, temp control laser etched on the bottom there. Smok on the reverse side. You can see the large air holes. The rather bright green O-rings, which is actually the reason I bought it. I was just taken by the green O-rings and wanted to look at it. You can see there's a finned heat dissipating top cap there, and it does come supplied with this glass drip tip with the airflow control in it. Now you can see there that the airflow control, it's actually pretty smooth, and the airflow control on the base is also really quite smooth. Now there's no great surprises to this tank. It's a sub-tank type device. The only slightly strange thing about it is that when you unscrew the base, which is really quite stiff, the whole bottom section comes off complete with the O-rings and leaves the tank stuck on the top section by its O-rings. Now, as I said, I've already used this tank, so I've had a chance to pull it apart. My first piece of advice would be, when you get it, take it apart carefully and get some e-liquid on those O-rings, preferably a high VG e-liquid. Okay, so we'll have a closer look at the base. This is the base with its airflow, non-adjustable 510, and that 510 pin doesn't actually protrude very far, so it could be a problem on some of your devices. This is the Smok temperature control coil that came in it. It's a Ni 200 0.2 ohm coil. Is it 0.2 ohm? Sorry, it's 0.15 ohms. Two fairly large juice slots in it, and I haven't had any trouble with the juices I've been vaping so far. But I get the feeling it wouldn't cope with a very high VG juice. You'd probably need something a bit thinner. Right, so filling the tank is pretty simple. And I'm actually going to fill this one with a dose of Cutwood's Boss Reserve. So, straightforward, down the side filling. Not going to put too much in. And then screw the base back on. Now, I forgot to prime the coil. Let me just take the drip tip out and stand that to one side. Probably not the best coil priming you're ever going to see, but I will let the drip tip stand for a while. When you refit the tank, the base section to the tank, you need to press it down onto the O-rings so that it catches the threads, and then screw it closed. There we go, so that's it filled up. Pop the drip tip back on. This drip tip is also quite a tight fit as well. Probably needs a little e-liquid in the O-rings for that as well. Right. Okay, so that's the tank in close-up. It's not a bad quality tank. It has one or two small niggles. The base separates from the rest of the tank actually at the glass. It could do with being a separate unscrewable section just about where the airflow joins on. Other than that, there are no major problems with it. I'd like to see the 510 pin be a bit longer, protrude a bit more from the base. Other than that, it works perfectly fine. Let's take a vape a second. See, it produces plenty of vapour. Flavour's pretty good for a sub-tank type device. You do get this little airflow drip tip with it as well, which is quite a bonus. Nice little glass drip tip with an airflow control on it. Take another vape. All in all, for the price of it, it's not a bad tank. If you want to give a temperature-controlled sub-tank a go and don't want to spend a lot of money, then this is probably a decent bet. I'm fairly, for the price of it, I'm fairly happy with it. A couple of minor niggles, as I've said, that base unscrewing straight from the glass is not great, but it's not a killer. You know, it's no serious problem. The glass itself is thick enough and strong enough. Other than that, well, there we go. It's another sub-tank type device. Well, I've been Tubbyengineer. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for watching.